Hey, how's it going, everyone? Yeah, 1 second. Gonna go ahead and get this started right now. I did put the plays right there that I'm on pre-game before we get this live stream started, so you guys can go ahead and copy them down, get ready for the games with me. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and change the bar at the bottom. Just give me a second. Hopefully you guys are doing all right today. It's been a really long day. Getting ready for these games, getting ready for NFL tomorrow as well. Shout out to everyone that helped me make last night's live stream a success here on the channel. I had a lot of fun betting the NBA games, monitoring the games with everyone here on the channel. Welcome in, welcome in. Steven, I see you. Check out the chat. Hey, Kenny, how's it going, brother? 8 games tonight. Not as good of a slate, as last night's games, but it should still be a pretty entertaining run of games here. Last night's games were good on paper, but they all ended up being blowouts. Every game was decided by 11 points or more. Here, hold on. Okay, we're back. Yeah, go ahead and copy those plays. Everyone, pick some player props right there before we get started for tonight's games. We have the Wizards hosting the Dallas Mavericks in about 15 minutes. Before we tip off there, I have one play in that game, D'Angelo Russell of the Dallas Mavericks to go over 22.5 points and assists combined at -110 odds. Ooh, okay. Gonna run through a few more options for particularly for the Lakers Hawks game tonight. Might have a same game parlay to run in that game as well. As you can see, I have Jake LaRavia in that game tonight. I know a lot of people are waiting to watch that game. We also have Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors to go over 23.5 points at -110 odds. Stephon Castle of the Spurs to go over 16.5 points. I know De'Aaron Fox is returning tonight, but I still think he has a pretty solid matchup edge there. I've liked what I've been seeing from Castle. And I think Victor Wembanyama gets back on track today. Wemby should get back on track today against the Pelicans. We're on a 2-game winning streak. Over 24.5 points for Wemby at -110 odds to win a half unit. These are all half unit bets, by the way, as you can see at the bottom. Drew Holiday of the Blazers to go over 7.5 assists at -105 odds. Jake LaRavia, as I said before, over 11.5 points. Nikola Vucevic of the Bulls to go over 3.5 assists +130. So I would risk a half unit there instead of winning a half unit. And James Harden in the late game against the Suns tonight to go over 8.5 assists at -130 odds. I hope everyone can see that. I hope everyone can hear me clearly. I am fully set up and we are ready to roll for tonight's games. Going to pull up some of the latest information here, the latest odds as we watch the first quarter of the Wizards-Mavs game. Man, the Mavs have to be one of the most disappointing teams. I didn't have high expectations for the Mavs like everyone else did, personally. I know that a lot of their problems are due to the fact that Anthony Davis was out of the lineup for a few games. But, you know, this is a team that still has been on a downward slide ever since the Luka trade. I know they had a decent stretch just before the play-in tournament last year, but they have issues scoring the ball. Now, you know, usually playing a team like the Wizards can definitely be a get-right game for most teams in the league. The Wizards are actually 1-8, I believe, or 1-7 against the spread this season. Absolutely horrible against the number. They are on a 7-game losing streak against the spread. The Mavs are on a 3-game losing streak against the spread, so something has to give tonight. These are two teams that will be hungry for a win here, and I'm sure most of you remember the Wizards winning against the Mavericks early in the season when the lines were sort of inflated for the Mavs coming into the season. The Wizards, they beat them outright in Dallas. I think they were plus 450 in that game, plus 425. Pre-game, they were plus 10.5, plus 11 in that game. They won outright in Dallas. So, you know, it's a quick turnaround here. It's, you know, to get to play the same opponent again that sort of embarrassed you earlier in the season. It should be a pretty interesting game here to see. I'm going to have it on at the same time. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on tonight's games, everyone. Also, if you're here, hit the like button for me. Smash that like button so more people can see my live stream. And shout out to everyone watching on the various platforms. I have tons of notes here, so let me just get everything up. We are about 10 minutes until tip-off, everyone. Mavs, Wizards. Wonder why I can't see the chat. Hold on. Okay, I can see the chat now. Sorry about that. Hilton Mejia, underdog day, a couple of divisions games on the slate. Let's go through it. Let's go through my notes. Let's go game by game, just as this Mavs game, as much as we can do before the Mavs game tips off. Now, I'll have more thoughts for 76ers versus Raptors a bit closer to tip off. But I'll give you my thoughts. Actually, we can start with that one. I just talked about the Wizards-Mavs game. The only play I have in that one so far is D'Angelo Russell. So let me just pull up my notes and we can move on and talk about some of my notes from last night's games. For the rest of tonight's games. Last night, I shared a lot of games player props that I researched. You know, I wasn't in a position to really bet 20 to 25 players, but you know, quite a few players that I called out had decent performances last night. Let's see if we can draw some inspiration from my research session earlier today. What games are you guys on? Let me know in the chat. What have you bet today? What's your top NBA play for tonight? How do you feel about tonight's slate? I know tons of people are watching college football, other sports as well, but I'm locked into the NBA for tonight, and I'm really excited for these games. I wanted to run it back with Alex Sarr, his under on his the under on his player prop, but you know, wasn't too pleased with what I saw last night. Maybe he's just an ascending player right now. He's sort of bucking a lot of matchup trends right now. It doesn't really matter. Alex Sarr is getting to he's getting his shots for sure. His offense is starting to look a bit more fluid, and it definitely coincides with when Giannis destroyed him earlier in the season. If you guys notice, any starting big man that gets destroyed by Giannis goes on a run for like 3 or 4 games. It's like they just can't forget what Giannis did to them on the court. It's living in their heads rent free right now. Alex Sarr has ascended since the moment Giannis was throwing him around all over the floor. So Shaden Sharp is available for tonight's game. I'm sure you guys saw that news already. I'm expecting a high level of distribution from Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is up there in age, but he's still averaging over 32 minutes a game for this Blazers team this season. I think he has a solid matchup edge against a team that still doesn't really have, that primary, point guard. Davion Mitchell's a decent guard, but I think Drew Holiday will still be able to pick his spots in that game. DJ asks, do the Pacers cover tonight? That's a really tricky game. I still lean towards the Nuggets. I know there's some suspicious stuff going on the injury report there, but I still lean towards the Nuggets. Let me pull up the 1 second. We're about 3-4 minutes for the tip off for Mavs Wizards, everyone. Looks like the Mavs are going to close at -4.5. They are 4.5 point favorites. 233.5 on Bet365. They're 234.5. The total is that's on ESPN, on PointsBet. 233.5 on FanDuel. It's a really tricky spread here. Really tricky spread. Obviously, Anthony Davis is not playing tonight. He was upgraded to questionable, which is definitely a good sign for the Mavs, but he wasn't ready to go today. That sort of pumped the lineup to 5.5 for the Mavs at one point today. It's dipped back down to 4.5 just before tip-off. This is a team that's struggling to score. We've seen inflated points prop lines for Cooper Flagg and PJ Washington in the absence of Anthony Davis, and the only player that's really been consistent for them, somewhat consistent for them, is I'd say Max Christie, right? Just very strange. How do you feel about the Pacers game, DJ? I'm looking to build a same game parlay. I have sort of an idea for that Lakers game. Maybe I might mix it up with a play from the Bulls Cavaliers game. So stick around. We can build that together. Let's see if we can find some value in those two games. Should be a fun night of hoops. After the disgraceful margin of victory we saw last night, the disgraceful average margin of victory. Every game was a blowout. Okay, we're just tipping off here in the Mavericks game. Alex Sarr, first basket. There he goes. Keep an eye on Sarr, man. He's made me a believer in the last couple of days, but we're still in the early part of the season. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yep, let's go. Quick 4-zip lead for the Wizards. Block for Alex Sarr. I'm gonna pull that up so I can watch it here. Give you some of my thoughts as the first quarter progresses. Might have a live bet maybe at the end of the first quarter or closer to halftime or at halftime. But I'm just gonna get us prepared for this Raptors Sixers game and of course the much better slate at 8 o'clock. Everyone. So yeah, James Harden was downgraded to questionable. You guys already know I have his prop tonight. I still like it until he's ruled out. So let's see how that goes. We have until what 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So for that one, so I'm on James Harden over 8.5 assists, but he has suddenly been downgraded to questionable with an illness 3 hours before the game. D'Lo's pretty active to start the game. We are on D'Angelo Russell's points and assist prop to go over tonight. If you're just joining, these are the plays that I've already shared on the stream. Pre-game props, player props for the NBA tonight. Let's go. Let's try to win them all. How about that? I think there's a chance I'll be adding more live bets here because last night the margin in some of the games at halftime were it got kind of crazy. Hopefully we get a couple more tighter games, closer games here tonight at the half, so we can find better betting opportunities. I was priced out in 2 of the games that I wanted to bet on at halftime last night. Maybe I should have jumped on it at the end of the first quarter, but shout out to the Spurs though last night. Shout out to the San Antonio Spurs, knocking off the Rockets yesterday. Hey, how's it going, Hugo? Blazers Miami over? I'm not. I don't think so. No, me personally. The Blazers are a really good defensive team, man. They're a really good defensive team, and I didn't like what I saw from the Heat in the second half last night offensively. They scored 53 points in the first quarter, and their offense was disgusting for the rest of the game. How's it going, Carissa? Steven? Go ahead and let me know what your best bets are in the chat for the NBA slate tonight, everyone. Quick D'Angelo Russell check here. He has 2 points, 1 assist so far. We need over 22.5 there. Steven said, He has the under on the Wizards team total. Best of luck. Why is it displaying like that? Okay, it's working now. You have any other plays in that game, Hugo? The Heat Blazers game? CJ McCollum, man. CJ McCollum's a great player. You know, he's starting to age a bit, but he definitely doesn't want to finish the season with the Wizards. He is trying to play his way out of Washington via a trade. That's my prediction. Watch out for CJ McCollum at the trade deadline. A quick 11 points for CJ McCollum. We are about 20 minutes away from the Raptors-Sixers tip-off in the NBA tonight, everyone. And then we have Lakers-Hawks at 8 o'clock. Timeout for the Mavericks. Some other injury news over the last few minutes. As I said before, James Harden has been downgraded to questionable with an illness. Jeremy Sohan of the San Antonio Spurs will play. Shaedon Sharpe will play for the Blazers. Ayo Dosunmu will play for the Bulls. Luke Cornett and Larry Nance Jr. were ruled out for the Cavaliers. We are back in the Wizards Mavs game. I have it on right now. BK Lins owns 84 said PJ Washington over 17.5 points. Okay. Let me pull up some stuff on that. Steven Nod said my parlay is Wizards the under 221.5, Sixers team total over 53.5 for the first half, and the Lakers over 56.5 for the first half. I lean towards the Raptors to cover the spread in the first half, but I didn't bet it. Nora Sees says, yo, my guy, what's good? I like Aaron Gordon rebounds tonight. It's 5.5 at -112. No reason why he can't get 4 in the first quarter alone. Yeah, this is a pretty undersized Pacers team as currently constructed too. They've been getting crushed on the offensive glass. They got crushed on the offensive boards against the Nets. Against the Nets. I'm gonna build a same game parlay as well, everyone, for the Lakers game and for the Bulls Cavs game. Just going through my notes right now. How's it going, Juan? Juan Chavez. Thanks for the follow, Ryan Joes. Hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. Tons of sports on. Best time of the year. There's PJ Washington. Lynn's own 84. The Mavericks are creeping back into the game. It's a pretty fast-paced game so far, everyone. Sort of a track meet. Tons of transition buckets here. Lots of young athletic players on the court. Timeout Mavs. Timeout Wizards. Still no word on Jamal Murray, right? Oh, 1 second, let me switch my charger. There we go. If you're just joining, these are the picks that I've already bet on to win a half unit each. I'm going to add a small little alt line parlay, an alt line parlay here in a minute. We are back on the court in the Wizards-Mavs game. Timeout is ending. It's going to be really interesting to see how the Hawks, what their offense looks like without Jalen Johnson tonight as well. I think we could still get a high-scoring game there. Remember, this is the arena. This is where Luka scored 73. Eight 8-0 run for the Mavs. Najee Marshall with an easy basket. So D'Lo's off the court right now. The commentators in the Wizards-Mavs game just said that the Mavericks didn't arrive into DC until 4 in the morning. Remember, they were blown off the court by the Grizzlies last night. Corey Kispert gets subbed into the game. Hugo Ocampo said Spurs -4 in the first half. Yeah, you're right, Gregarious. I mean, the margin of victory, the point differential tiebreaker in the NBA Cup was a huge factor in last night's game. There were some teams that even left their starters. I mean, the Cavaliers, they mashed the gas against the Wizards last night. Their offensive efficiency was ridiculous throughout the game. and they were up by 30 points with 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. They left a few of their starters in the game. So the point differential, last year it sort of surprised a couple of teams how important that rule is, that factor in the NBA Cup. I think it's interesting, point differential. It had me thinking, what if they integrated point differential as a tiebreaker for playoff seeding? Would we see less teams, tanking games towards the end of the season, or pulling their starters when fans pay their hard-earned money to watch these games in person? I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I watch soccer as well. I'm a big soccer fan, and goal differentials crucial in some leagues towards the end of the season. We're about 10 minutes to tip off from the Raptors Sixers game, everyone. We have Scotty Barnes. We have bet on Scotty Barnes in that one. Scotty Barnes over 23.5 points and assists at minus 110 odds. D'Angelo Russell's back on the court. I'm building a small parlay for the 8 o'clock games, everyone. As we speak, I'm going to put that on the screen in just a few minutes. Can't wait for that Pelicans Spurs game, personally. Big Stephon Castle and Wemby fans tonight. Okay, PointsBet has worse odds than FanDuel for something I was just trying to build. Let me go ahead and open that up instead. Timeout, Wizards. The Mavs are running it up to start the game. The Wizards are turnover machines. They're a poorly constructed team. They have too many ball-dominant players on their roster. They're probably going to consolidate a bit as we get closer to the trade deadline. And the Mavs are looking like the Mavs right now. The Mavs that we expected to see, which is definitely easy to do against the Wizards. The Mavs are up by 12 now in the first quarter off of a Cooper Flag fast break dunk. Santi MUFC, how's it going, brother? My dog. You said, what's my favorite sport to bet on? Basketball, soccer, and American football. I know it's kind of. I love basketball. I love the possibilities, the sheer number of combinations in the globally with basketball now, not just the NBA and soccer. Definitely soccer. Barnes PRA, Harrison Barnes or Scotty Barnes? I'm on Scotty Barnes points and assists, 23.5. 23.5. Yep, over right there. What's your favorite sport to bet on, everyone? The NBA, NFL, what hockey, NHL, UFC. What's your go-to? You just mix it up. Jose Patino said NBA, NFL, and UFC. How's UFC been going for you this year? CJ McCollum's going crazy right now. Hugo said NFL, NBA, and European soccer. Yep, let's catch these plays, Jose. Appreciate the positivity. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate everyone's time. I know it's Saturday, it's the weekend. Things are going to be a bit slower with the social media stuff, so, I don't have the highest expectations. I just want to do something that I really enjoy when it comes to all the social media stuff anymore. I just want to do what I enjoy, win some bets. Nothing like NFL Sundays. I've been saying that, man, for the last 2 years. The NFL Sunday red zone window between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern, where I am on the East Coast, is an adrenaline rush. It's unbelievable. Even when the games aren't that good on paper, it's unbelievable how good they are from a betting perspective. From a betting perspective, it gets crazy. I'm actually going to be back on stream tomorrow for the NFL games here on the channel, everyone. So go ahead and turn notifications on here on the channel. Gavin 1 said NBA and soccer for sure. Hugo said NFL, NBA, and European soccer. Yep. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I'm locked in with the NBA. I'm locked in with the NBA from all year round. Love betting on the NBA. I have had success over the years. I tend to think outside the box a bit, but I just do my thing. I'm always trying to improve. I'm data oriented. So we are about 2 minutes from tip off for the Raptors Sixers game, everyone. We have Scotty Barnes in that one. We are getting closer to potential live bets as well, so stick around. And everyone in the chat, hit the like button for me as well. Help us get as many likes as possible while you're here. Really appreciate that. Just takes 1 second. Smash that like button for me. Helps more people see my video. It's the Najee Marshall CJ McCollum game right now. I'm almost done. I'm building something for the building a same game parlay for the 8 o'clock window, everyone. Gonna make sure you have enough time to get it in if you want to bet on what I'm about to share. Just running through my notes. Some of the lines have changed. That's why I had to go back and just make sure it didn't pass the threshold that I had for each line. Timeout in the Wizards game. Okay, Jake LaRavia. How you guys feel about De'Aaron Fox being integrated back into the Spurs lineup today? Did anyone bet on De'Aaron Fox? Real Talk 2047. I like to hear that. We should be tipped off in the Raptors game. I don't know what's the delay. I'm actually going to have that on the box here to watch both games at once. Maybe for assists in the first game. I think I just want to see him after the play a game. I think this could be an opportunity for Stephon Castle to be somewhat overlooked in this game, actually. That's why I bet on him today. He also has a decent track record against the Pelicans. Cuba1 said Raptors plus 5.5 and Lakers win possible. You have that in one of your bets. I lean towards the Raptors, and the Hawks are really undermanned. I just hope that the Lakers, don't really overlook them without their top two scorers, Trae Young and Jalen Johnson tonight. On paper, it should be an easy win for the Lakers. They've been a train to start the season. They've been rolling. I don't think that's a bad bet. You're getting a decent line with the Raptors. Even though it's the second night of a back-to-back, the Sixers are rested. The Raptors are a young team that performed really well on the second night of back-to-backs last season with a similarly constructed team. I think that those could be decent bets today. I also think we could get a big game from Luka. I think Luka could go crazy, but I decided to bet on Jake LaRavia instead. I think that with the defensive resources that the Hawks have, they're going to try to throw the kitchen sink at Luka. Doesn't really seem to work for any team. I think Jake LaRavia is a player that, he hasn't been that good over his last two games offensively, but the minutes have been there consistently, over 30 minutes a game this season. And that, that signifies trust from head coach JJ Redick. I think he really is starting to trust Jake LaRavia, and he's primed for a big season for a role player in LA. The Mavs are scoring at will. Wolf Cotto, how's it going? No problem, Cuba. Thanks for really appreciate you coming through as well. Follow the channel if you can, brother. Wolf Cotto said he took Lucas points under, what, 35.5 or 34.5? What line did you get? Appreciate you. $36? Okay. Yeah, first half definitely looks like it's going over at the moment for the Mavs game. Steven Nad, you still there? CJ McCollum's going for 30 tonight, it appears. Let's go. Let's go. We're ready to roll. Raptors taking flight. I did say a few minutes ago that I leaned towards them in the first half. Let's see how it goes, though. Still plenty of time left here. We are on Scotty Barnes' watch. Over 23.5 points and assists combined. "21 points for CJ McCollum with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Free CJ out of Washington." Timeout Raptors. Okay, the same game parlay is going up. It's not a same game parlay. It's actually just a player prop parlay. About to get that up for you guys right now. 10-0 run for the Wizards before PJ Washington snapped that run just there. I'm going to risk a unit on this particular parlay, putting it up on the board now. Hopefully you guys can see that. 4-leg parlay right there. Khalil Ware of the Heat to score 10 plus points. Davion Mitchell of the Miami Heat as well, 4 plus assists. Nikola Vucevic, 2 assists. And Jake LaRavia, 10 points, plus 132 on FanDuel, risking 1 unit. That's something I just played. So best of luck, everyone. I'm looking for more as well, but I'm more so looking at the live bets in just a few minutes. We have a few games tipping off at 8 o'clock. Jose Patino said he's tailing. Let's go. I hope you win all your bets tonight. Hope everyone wins all of their bets tonight. Do you think Fox will look to shoot or hand out assists in his first game back? I think it's unpredictable. You know, there are a couple of young players, quite a few young players on this Spurs team that have maybe got used to playing without De'Aaron Fox. If you remember, he was injured. They shut him down with like a month and a half to spare last season, and then to start this season as well, in training camp. So we don't really know. It's a big unknown, De'Aaron Fox tonight, how, what his usage level will be in the offense. How many sets are they going to call for him? Will he be the focal point? Will he defer to Wemby? Because it's Wemby's team. I don't care about the age. So it's going to be really interesting to see. My personal guidance would be to skip, like maybe just lay off of De'Aaron Fox until you maybe watch him for a game or two, at least a game, and just see how he meshes with Stephon Castle. Just to start the season, you know. They had some decent spurts last year, but I wasn't really high on the Spurs acquiring De'Aaron Fox. He has a great game, but I just feel like they use a ton of resources to acquire him instead of just maybe waiting for their turn, and developing, maybe like the OKC path. I think the Spurs would have done a bit better if they kept all of those draft picks in the long term, especially when you look at how things panned out in the NBA draft. Cal Trace, how's it going? Conrad Walters, how's it going? I appreciate everyone here. Gregarious D, Wolf Cotto, everyone in the chat. Cuba, Jose Patino, Real Talk 20. Free Mind, how's it going? I didn't see you. How's it going, brother? Santi, Man UFC, Hugo, Norseas, Lynn's Own 84, Carissa Carlin, Ryan Joes, I appreciate everyone. DJ 202. Cooper Flag is coming back into the game. So that's what we have going on in about 10 minutes, everyone. Turning it back to my Raptors. Drop your picks in the chat, everyone. We're trying to cash together. You never know. You never know. Yeah, I think the Clippers win tonight. Will they cover the 6? I don't know, but I think the Clippers do win tonight. But James Harden was downgraded to questionable. That was very, very suspicious to me. Santi MUFC said, what are your thoughts on Grady? Thought he would develop more than he has so far. Yeah, Grady, I'd say give him time. Give him time, you know. He still has a chance to be a long-term solution on the perimeter for the Raptors. He had a pretty tough start with his shooting to start the season. He's been getting criticized by the fan base here. But I think he has the skill set to succeed. He's not a very bad defender either. He just needs to make better decisions in transition. I think he's in his head a bit. You know, he's eligible for a rookie extension. The Raptors haven't offered it to him. DJ said Khalil Ware ended his parlay last night, finishing with 7 points. You were already planning on running it back. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed he didn't do anything in the second half. None of the Heat did. The Miami Heat last night actually went 30 minutes without hitting a three-pointer in the second half. This is a team that scored 53 points in the first quarter, and their offense just completely sputtered for the rest of the game. If you guys were in the chat last night watching the stream, I had over 233.5 in the Heat Hornets game last night, and it went over by 1 point. I ended up winning the bet by 1 point after an explosive start to the game. It was unbelievable how both offenses faltered in the second half. It was actually disgusting. Yes, sir. I think the Clippers win tonight. Murray assists. Yeah, let's go over some more stuff on the board here. Some closing lines for these games at 8 o'clock. 8 p.m. Eastern where I am. Shout out to you wherever you are in the world. We have the New Orleans Pelicans and the San Antonio Spurs about to tip off in 5 to 6 minutes. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Miami Heat. The Spurs look like they're closing at minus 10.5. They're 10.5 point favorites. 233.5 total there. Slight dip in the spread for the Blazers tonight. They are 3.5 point favorites at the close. The total there against the Heat is 241.5 with about 5 minutes to tip off. So yeah, we're going to ride this parlay together and hope for the best here. As a few of these games progress, we're going to get to the point where I continue to scan the live board for potential live bets. So make sure you guys stick around. HFRY Kifri, I don't know how to pronounce your name. It's and 2558. He said Murray and Gordon are out. Yeah, I just saw that. Let's see what the line shifts to now. DJ202 said Luka Doncic over 54.5 PRA. Yeah, I think it could be one of those nights for Luka, particularly with the points. But obviously, I've targeted Jake LaRavia here. I'm pretty confident in LaRavia against this Hawks defense today. The Lakers and the Hawks are closing. The odds at the close, the Lakers are 5.5-point favorites, and the total is about 228.5 here against the Atlanta Hawks, tipping off in 3 to 4 minutes. And then the last game, we have 4 games tipping off in a couple of minutes. The Chicago Bulls are 8.5-point underdogs on the road against the Cavaliers. Something tells me we could get another high-scoring game here. I know both teams are on the second night of a back-to-back, but this Bulls team plays with a blistering pace, and the Cavs have increased their pace dramatically as well from last year. Clippers minus 3.5 by itself. Oh yeah, because the line changed with the James Harden news. I think the Clippers win tonight. I think they could cover that 3.5 as well. It's just my opinion. I have that listed as well. They're a better defensive team. I know Jalen Green looked amazing the other day for the Phoenix Suns, but I want to see how consistent they if they can get on a consistent run or not. First year head coach, a lot of unproven players on that Suns roster. Obviously, this depends on whether or not James Harden suits up tonight. He suddenly got sick at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're about 2 minutes from the half in the Mavericks game. Absolutely no production from D'Angelo Russell. And Scotty Barnes after a decent start to the game. Well, in the first 2 minutes, if you consider that. Scotty Barnes and D'Angelo Russell are not performing right now. But the Raptors are up by 5. A couple of other players I think may have decent performances in the Raptors-Sixers game. Yeah, Jose Patino. I'm actually more surprised about Scotty tonight. There's still a lot of time. It's the first quarter, but I'm pretty surprised that Scotty Barnes here. He's only attempted 1 shot. How about the rookie, though, Colin Murray-Boyles for the Raptors, the 9th overall pick in the draft? I'll go ahead and bring the scores back up. Cuba asked. I use a bunch of different sites, but this site here is an app called Real Sports. It lets you, track a lot of games in real time. It doesn't have the most advanced statistics, analytics and stuff, but on a surface level, it's really good to track the games and just keep an eye on who's doing what in real time. It's really good for players. Another site that I use, which is just literally, it's a bare bones site that I found called plaintechsports.com. It's really good for other uses if you're into analytics or building models, predictive models and stuff, but because you can scrape a lot of the information, but it's called plaintechsports.com. You can easily, it's a bunch of information without any ads, it's a bare bones user interface as well. It's not a bad option. Blistering pace for the Raptors here. I said last year they were a pretty good team on the second night of back-to-backs against the spread. They're a young team. I don't think they don't look tired early on in the game. Flying in from Atlanta last night after they stole the game. There's tons of time here, but the Raptors are definitely running in transition here. They look pretty efficient to start the game. 42 points in the first quarter so far, with Mamu at the free throw line. Lakers game tipping off, everyone. Best of luck with all your bets here. Cavs game tipping off as well. 2558 said Spurs emotional win last night. Time to fade them tonight with Fox back in the lineup. Yeah, I'm a bit scared of them being 10-point favorites here. The offense of the Pelicans looks different without Zion as well. They've slowed things down a bit, and They're actually a bit more efficient with him off the court. Everyone's eating in that offense right now, but the Spurs, I mean, they have more talent. Should the Pelicans are rested for a couple of days as well. Cuba1 said, yeah, that's a nice app. Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. Yep, the Raptors are winning. I know you got plus 5.5 there. Good job so far. And we are at the half for the Mavs and the Wizards. We are at the half. The Lakers game has tipped off, everyone. Let's go. Quick 6-2 start for the Hawks. I thought this line was suspicious. That's why I stayed away from the Lakers spread, but the Lakers have the talent to go ahead and destroy them. But why were they only favored by 5 against a team that, obviously they're missing Trae Young, no Jalen Johnson. It's a very suspicious line here, but let's see how it goes. Rui Hachimura off to a quick 5-point start in that one. We've also tipped off in the Heat Blazers game. Quick 5 points for DeAndre Hunter in the Cavs game. See how this goes. Quick timeout. The Cavs scored 7 points in a minute and a half. Quick timeout for the Bulls here. Looking at halftime lines in the Mavs game. Hawks up by 7. The Mavs are currently favored by 4.5 at halftime. Money line there is minus 225. We got an assist from Scotty Barnes there. Assisted Colin Murray Boyles on a 3-pointer for Luka as well. Myguyknowsaguy is off to a crazy start for the Hawks, 11 points in the first 3 minutes of the game. Amazing. Slow start offensively for the Heat. A Donovan Clingan 3 for the Blazers. The Blazers have been on a crazy run against the spread ever since the scandal with their head coach Chauncey Billups broke out. Santi MUFC said Cam Johnson could be a look with Murray and Gordon out. It's definitely been a slow start for him. Yeah, probably should have jumped on that before the news came out, though, just to anticipate it a bit, but the line will definitely be inflated for him today. I know everyone's going to jump on Jokic now. Timeout in the Hawks-Lakers game. Hopefully the Lakers don't overlook the Hawks here. I don't really care about the outcome of the game. It's just want to go ahead and see Jake LaRavia get involved. We've also tipped off in the Spurs Pelicans game, everyone. We got the first assist from Drew Holiday. Shaden Sharp off to a decent start in this game. Quick 4 points for Wemby. Victor Wembanyama has 4 points already. Victor Wembanyama. Three points in the first 5 minutes for the Heat. Their poor offense from the second half last night looks to be carrying over to tonight's game, but the Blazers are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA right now. I like what the Blazers have going on. Back-to-back threes for Quentin Grimes. Raptors up by 8, though. Scotty Barnes at the free throw line. The Heat game's off to a nasty start, man. Khalil Ware is already 0 for 2. Still early, still early. The Raptors have 52 points with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. They're definitely pushing for 70 here at this pace. Sorry, I have both games on the dash. Denny Avdia was subbed out of the game. Scotty Barnes is heating up. 5 points, 3 assists. He's having a much better quarter. He's active on both sides of the court here. Scotty Barnes. We need over 23.5 points and assists combined for Scotty Barnes tonight. 11-3 run for the Philadelphia 76ers. Lakers off to a slow start, everyone. Lakers off to a slow start. Donovan Clingan is dominating against Khalil Ware right now. Doesn't look good. It's really early, though, but doesn't look good for Miami's offense tonight. So the live line for Cooper Flagg is 12.5 points. He didn't have a good first half, man. Attempted 5 shots. I'll be honest, I don't see Cooper Flagg getting there. Obviously tonight, Alex Sarr goes under after he went over last night when I took him over. And when I took him under last night. The Hawks are up by 13. This is crazy. I said the spread was suspicious, man. It didn't move after the Jalen Johnson news. It didn't move. It's still pretty early in the game, though. So De'Aaron Fox in 7 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Second half's back on for the Mavs game. Here come the Sixers. And one for Jake LaRavia. Something positive. Let's go, LaRavia. The Heat look like they're in trouble, man. Still early, but this Blazers team, they don't play around. Timeout, Lakers. (17-3) run for the Philadelphia 76ers right now. They've tied the game up against the Raptors. Sixers are back up in terms of odds. They're 4.5 point favorites right now live. Seven first quarter assists for Stephon Castle. 7 assists. He cleared it. Was it 4.5? He cleared it. Castle's at the line. Let's go. A lot going on right now. How are your bets looking? Let me know in the chat, everyone. Let me know how your bets are looking in the chat. DJ202 said, Khalil Ware has 6 rebounds. Laravia, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Good hustle and effort, but we need points. 100%, man. We need points. We need Khalil Ware. Obviously, we need both of them, but I'm pretty... It's early. It's early. It's early. Emmanuel quickly just got blocked by Tyrese Maxey. Sixers up. The Sixers have taken the lead. Things have switched. Things have swung in their favor dramatically in the second quarter here. Mavs up by 8. Nine-two run for the Mavs. Lakers cut it to 5. Closing in on the half here in this Raptors game. The Lakers are playing poor defense right now. People are mad at Joel Embiid right now. Raptors are up by 14. They're down by 4 now. Big three for Scotty Barnes. We needed that. Hopefully he can make a strong push in the second half to go over 23.5 points and assists. No show for D'Angelo Russell. He is not playing many minutes tonight. Hopefully Eric Spoelstra doesn't punish Khalil Ware for that turnover before he went to the bench. The Pelicans have tied the game as well. More competitive games tonight early on compared to last night. Bronny James with the floater. De'Aaron Fox with his first points of the season. He hits a 3 for the Spurs. Mark Q Lit. He said, "What should I bet on?" I have a few bets pending right now. I like Victor Wembanyama to go over 24.5 points, although he only has 4 points at the moment. And he's 2 for 6 from the field. Stephon Castle as well, over 16.5 points on the Spurs. Another basket for De'Aaron Fox right there. How's it going, Trevor? 2414. You have bets on Wemby and Stephon Castle? Best of luck. Let's hopefully they make a strong push here. Hey, Mark Hewlett, follow my channel if you have a second as well. Take a second to subscribe, everyone. Hit the like button for me as well. Monitoring these NBA games. You have Wemby over 24.5. Let's see. I think he can get there. I think he still has a chance. The Lakers have already caused economic damage to some people in the first quarter. Tie game in the Heat game. Hopefully we can get Mitchell back on the court. Drew Holiday as well. We are at the half in Toronto, in Philadelphia, I should say, with the Raptors Philly game. It's a 5-point lead for the Sixers. The Wizards are keeping things tight in the Dallas game. I want to back the Wizards, but it's tough, man. It's tough. The Mavs offense, it's really tough to watch them sometimes. Let's see if we can get a line here. If it gets to, might need to take the Wizards, man. I don't want to say a line and jump on it, and I can't share it with everyone. So I'm hoping they go to a timeout in the next couple of seconds. Steven Nod 13 said it's easy to take the team total under for the Wizards. I mean, over the last few games, definitely. I think we should take the Wizards plus 1.5, but I'll let you know if I lock it in right now. I think we're close to a timeout here as well, so let me just see. It's been quite a few minutes without one. So James Harden will play today, everyone. They just said James Harden will play for the Clippers. I think James Harden's going to go over 8.5 assists in that game. Holy. I don't know what Jason Kidd's doing, man. He should have called timeout a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, we've been priced out there. Lightning pace, though. De'Aaron Fox is going crazy, man. In the second quarter. I'm going to place a live bet at the half on the Raptors, everyone. Plus 6.5, minus 115 to win a half unit. I just did that, so. Oh, wow, the text is too small. Hold on. Raptors plus 6.5 at the half. Wemby's only attempted 6 shots. There's still plenty of time, though, but I'm pretty surprised. I don't know why Drew Holiday and Nikola Vucevic aren't getting their minutes, man. It doesn't make any sense. It's still early, but it's not looking good. Yeah, the Lakers, they're not playing any defense. Playing terrible defense. Tuning into the Spurs game for a couple of minutes as we wait for the second half of the Raptors-Sixers game to begin. Jake LaRavia with a layup there. That's some much needed positive news at the moment. Jake LaRavia has 5 points. We need him to go over 11.5 in that game. Also have him to drop 10 in a parlay that is being destroyed by a couple of other players, namely Khalil Ware. Pelicans are getting ran off the court. I really want to know if is Nikola Vucevic hurt, because he hasn't played at all in the second quarter, and there are 2 minutes left. Oh no, there's 7 minutes left. Okay, I saw that wrong. I was wrong about that. Need him to get back onto the court. 2 assists for Drew Holiday. I did bet on the Raptors. If you're just joining, I bet on the Raptors at the half. Toronto Raptors plus 6.5 minus 115 to win a half unit. Wizards up by 8, man. Closing in on the half. Depending on the line, Khalil Ware just scored for the Heat, but depending on the line, might jump on the Blazers at the half. We're closing in on the half there. 4 minutes to go. Just under 5 minutes to go until halftime in the Heat Blazers game. Four assists for Drew Holiday. Some positive news there. 4 first half assists. I did bet on his over 7.5 assists pregame, as I told everyone here. Stephon Castle has 6. We're asking for a lot here for him to cash for us. Jake LaRavia, 8 points. That is some good news. That is some good news for the Lakers. 8 points for the Lakers. Hey, if you're watching the stream, take a second to hit the like button for me. I really appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel while you're here. Turn notifications on as well. I really appreciate that. Follow the channel depending on what platform you're watching right now. Go ahead and give me a follow for more live sports betting streams in the future. Hope everyone's winning their bets. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday evening. The Cavs are getting skunked on their court right now. Free throws coming for Jake LaRavia. If he hits both, he'll have 10 points. So Wembanyama hasn't attempted. He missed a free throw, LaRavia. Wemby hasn't attempted any shots in the second quarter. Very strange. Very strange. Nine points for Jake LaRavia. A better defensive stretch right there for the Blazers. They were down by 10. They've sort of clamped down over the last 3 minutes or so. So the second half has begun in the Raptors-Sixers game. I bet on the Raptors. I placed a bet on the Raptors plus 6.5 at minus 115 odds to win a half unit there. So the second half has begun in Toronto. In Philadelphia, I should say. Jake LaRavia misses a layup. Two assists for Davion Mitchell as well for our parlay. We need him to get two more. It's going to come down to Khalil Ware, man. Can Khalil Ware just give us an offensive spurt? Jake LaRavia is back to the free throw line. He is performing as I expected in this game. The Lakers are not overall defensively, but I didn't expect much from them today because of the strange line. The spread in that game was strange. There's still time for the Lakers to come back. 15 points is nothing in the NBA right now. The Hawks are severely undermanned. The second half could be a different game, but in the first half, the Lakers are not playing up to their standard that they set over the first few games of the season. Look at some of the stats in this game. The Lakers already have 10 turnovers, so the Hawks are protecting the basketball. They're winning the turnover battle by a large margin to start the game. The Hawks have 19 points off of Lakers turnovers, and just like that, the Lakers have cut it to 10 points. So, as I said, anything's still possible, but it's not looking good right now. Luka has 20 points. I did say I think that Luka's going to have a big game tonight. Jake LaRavia hit both free throws, so he did surpass 10 points for us for the parlay. We need one more point for Jake LaRavia to go over 11.5 points for the straight bet. And there seems to be an issue in the Raptors-Sixers game as the second half starts there. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm about to change the channel back to watch the Raptors. I have the end of the second quarter of the Spurs game on right now. Shout out to everyone watching the live stream right now. I hope you guys are having a great night. Wherever you are, whether you're watching the games, whether you're betting on the games. There's tons going on today. Dyson Daniels has 8 first half assists. Scotty Barnes with a huge 3 to start the quarter. We took him live. We took them live plus 6.5 at the half. And we've reached the half in the Lakers-Hawks game, with the Lakers down by 14 points. The Mavs have cut it to 1. Maxey and Embiid with a couple of quick baskets, and the Sixers are back up by 6 points. Pretty fast-paced start here to start the second half. Both teams are running up and down the court. Another 2 for Scotty Barnes. We need him to go over 23.5 points and assists combined in this one. We've reached the half, I believe. Yeah, we've reached the half in the Spurs-Pelicans game. De'Aaron Fox has 15 points. He scored all 15 of his points in the second quarter in his season debut for the Spurs. Khalil Ware just scored for us. If we can get another basket here before the half, we're looking good with Ware on the parlay that we played. Everyone, if you want to see, this is the parlay, the highlighted section of this text. That is the parlay that we played. But is Nikola Vucevic back on the court? He is, and he has 1 assist. He was on the bench for a lengthy period of time. I was getting scared for a second. But Vucevic is back on the court for the Chicago Bulls, and he has 1 assist. It's not looking good for these two, for Castle and Wemby. But Scotty has life. Jake LaRavia is 1 point from cashing. And D'Angelo Russell is looking like a bad bet. We are approaching the half in the Bulls-Cavaliers game and the Blazers-Heat game, everyone. So let's see if we can make some more money at halftime with both of those games. I'll assess the odds as soon as the halftime clock expires. The first half clock expires. Victor Wembanyama has 8 points at the half. Big game for Tyrese Maxey, man. Scotty Barnes has 16 points. Put back layup for RJ Barrett as well. And 1. And 1 for Scotty Barnes. Tyrese Maxey layup, followed by an RJ Barrett and 1. It's a seems to be a dogfight in this third quarter to start things off in Philly. Athletically, this Raptors team can compete with anyone. But the Sixers are obviously the more rested team. But let's see if that comes into play. It's a good thing we didn't take the Wizards at that moment, because we could have got a better line now. I think I'm going to stay away from this one. The Wizards were just up by 8 points. They coughed it up. The Mavs are back up front. How's everyone doing in the chat? Let me know your bets. Let me know how's your night going with these games. What game are you watching, everyone? What game are you watching, or are you watching another sport? What's going on? Buffalo Rush is in the chat. He said if you get Duop Reith 3-point props, I'd take the over. His line when it's available is usually over 0.5. So for him to hit 1-3, he's already at 2 before the half. Yeah, he's a sneaky player. There's a large fluctuation in his minutes, but he's a sneaky player for sure. And you took Joel Embiid for 1 block live at -105. Thanks for sharing that, Buffalo Rush. Yeah, there's not much defense being played in this third quarter in the Sixers Raptors game. Okay, Khalil Ware has 5 points. He has 5 points. We have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. This is a pretty shocking result here. But hey, let's see how things go in the second half. Hey, look, everyone, I have to fill my water bottle. I'm going to get some water, and I will be back in just a couple of seconds. So don't go anywhere. And if you can, hit that like button for me while I'm gone and subscribe to the channel. Okay, I'm back, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Looks like I just missed a quick little spurt from the Sixers. They're up by 5. Off a tech. What, the coach, Darko, got a tech? Who got teed up? I just missed it. Whew, look at the Wizards, man. The Wizards are trying to eke one out. Look at the Wizards. Let me check these halftime lines. Okay, so we've reached the half in the Heat game. We've reached the half in the in the in a couple of these games. The Lakers game, we've already discussed that, and we've just reached the half in the Bulls Cavaliers game. So I'm gonna check the lines for all three of those games at halftime, and the Nuggets Pacers game has begun. I think there might be a live betting opportunity in that game. I have an angle, but if we reach that threshold, I'll share it here on the stream. Shout out to everyone in the chat. The Spurs are 12.5 point favorites at home. The like player, I see you in the chat. I would have preferred to take them -10 before the game, but I have a couple of player props in that game that aren't looking that good, so I might end up laying off of that one. But I might live bet this Cavaliers, the Cavs game, and the Heat game. I'll let you know in a minute or two. Let me look at a couple of things under the surface in both of those games, and so Nikola Vucevic got 2 assists. Everyone, he has 2 assists for us. That's two legs of the parlay have cashed. The parlay that I put up on the board for everyone, which is right here. Khalil Ware, 10 plus points. Davion Mitchell, 4 assists. Nikola Vucevic, 2 assists. And Jake LaRavia, 10 plus points. It was a plus 132 4-leg player prop parlay that I bet on FanDuel. And these 2 legs have already cashed in the first half of their games. So let's see how things go with these 2. We are on Khalil Ware watch. I think Mitchell will get it. Let's see how it goes. And the Sixers have jumped out to a 9-point lead. It's not looking good for the Raptors right now. Trendon Watford is having a pretty decent impact on this game. Another basket from Kelly Oubre. It's not looking good for the Raptors right now. There's a lot of money on the Lakers tonight. There's a lot of money. Not me, I'm saying in the public world. There is a lot of money on the Los Angeles Lakers tonight to cover that 5-point spread. Probably the top. That's probably the most public play on the board. RJ Barrett just scored a basket. We needed that. The Pacers are up 11-10 early. That was a really athletic move from RJ Barrett just now. That was really, really impressive. I'm not sure what game you guys are watching. I like the Clippers. Tyrese Maxey just hit a huge 3. Might be on the wrong side with the live bet that we placed. It's a smaller bet for a half unit, but we might be on the wrong side there at the +6. There's still tons of time left. This is a streaky team, the Raptors. Let's see how it goes. We do have RJ Barrett in that game, so Gregarious said, forget the Lakers. People are mad at Andrew Wiggins, man. This guy said Cooper Flag is the worst NBA player. The second half has begun in the Lakers Hawks game with the Dyson Daniels basket there. Be crazy if they get blown out, man. Wow. Wouldn't have expected that, but I did think the line was a bit suspicious. The Mavs came back and went up by 5. So glad I didn't bet on the Wizards. I was this close to betting on the Wizards. And I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad. Hey, the man with the plan. How's it going? 12:22. Yeah, so I have a few bets right now. Welcome to the stream as well. I have a few bets. D'Angelo Russell is going to be a losing bet, but I do have Scotty Barnes over 23.5 points. That has a decent chance to win. No, not 23.5 points. 23.5 points and assists combined. Stephon Castle, it's gonna be tough for him to cash, but anything can happen. Victor Wembanyama over 24.5 points. I have Drew Holiday over 7.5 assists. Jake LaRavia is 1 point away from cashing for the Lakers over 11.5 points. I have Nikola Vucevic over 3.5 assists at plus 130 there. He has 2 at the half. And then I have James Harden over 8.5 assists in the game, the only game that hasn't started yet. I placed well, they're all half unit bets, but I placed a half unit bet on the Raptors plus 6.5 at halftime. Live bet. And then I have a parlay right here, a 4-leg parlay of all alt lines for player props for plus 132. And these two have already cashed on there. It's a plus 132. This is a larger bet here. So yeah, one thing about me, man, I don't hide from any results. I've had success over the years, but some nights won't be the best, and we just have to keep pushing, try to adjust, and try to become better bettors. In any way we can, really try to gather as much data information as we can, and also, just don't be afraid to adjust. As the season progresses. So I'll definitely be here for the rest of the season, win or lose, and I really appreciate everyone here watching. As long as we keep the right mindset and stay on top of things, I think we'll come out on top this season. So let's see how it goes. And another piece of advice, don't ever bet more than you can afford to lose. No matter how confident you are or someone that you know is who happens to be recommending a bet to you, don't ever bet more than you can afford to lose. That alone can take you pretty far. The Raptors started out 10 for 12 from 3 in the game against the Sixers, and their 3 hasn't been falling since that early hot stretch for the Raptors when they were up by 14 points. So I'm adding another bet. Everyone, another live bet. Gonna put it up on the board. I am placing another bet here, everyone. I'm taking the Blazers plus 3.5 at halftime to win a half unit at minus 110 odds to win a half unit there. It's up to 4.5 now. The second half just started. Was a bit behind with that one. The second half has started. It's up to 4.5. I got plus 3.5, unfortunately, literally 60 seconds ago. But the Blazers are up to 4.5 now because the Heat scored the first basket of the second half. So, you know, things fluctuate very quickly there. But I'm on the Blazers plus 3.5 for this half here. Raptors down by 8. It's really, things are really tight on that spread right now. The Lakers, they can't get on a decent defensive run against the Hawks here. They're just trading baskets. The Lakers are starting to score here, but they're not playing an effective. They're not playing any defense. Okay, Scotty, let's go. Scotty Barnes. We need his over points and assists combined, everyone. I think he may have cashed. No, we need another basket, and it's going to cash from Scotty Barnes. Pretty close there. Jake LaRavia cash. Yeah, let me get that back on the dash for you guys. Oh, it's already up. Yep, sorry about that. There's a lot going on right now. So yeah, Jake LaRavia is a winner, everyone, over 11.5 points. Congrats to everyone that took that. We have a lot more work to do with the rest of these bets, but I'm happy he came through. Been a fan of Jake LaRavia since he was drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies. I didn't think he was given much of a chance there to succeed. And thanks for that follow as well. The man with the plan. Thanks for following the channel. I really appreciate that. Close to greatness. How's it going? Hope everyone's having a great Saturday or even Sunday already, depending on where you are in the world. Nice to meet everyone, and I hope everyone wins their bets today. Wishing you the best of luck. Take a second to hit like on the stream, everyone, and subscribe to my channel as well. Subscribe to my channel while you're here, or follow the channel, and turn notifications on so you don't miss my upcoming sports betting streams and videos. I also post videos here on the channel for various sports, so don't miss out. And once again, I appreciate your time. Let me know your bets in the chat as well. Let me know what you're betting on tonight, and if you're enjoying these games or not. This Raptors game is pretty entertaining. I can't even lie. This Raptors game is pretty entertaining. All positive vibes here. Appreciate you guys. Sixers back up by 4 points. The Blazers were just down by 8. They're down by 5 now. Let's see how it goes. We still need Khalil Ware to score 5 more points in this one. We also need 2 assists from Davion Mitchell. So I know I played the other side with the Blazers. We do have that parlay, but hopefully we can cash all 3 bets in this game. Davion Mitchell to get to 4 assists, Khalil Ware to get to 10 points, and the Blazers hold on and cover the spread. Denny Avdia is at the free throw line right now, tightening things up for the Blazers. We have a timeout in the the end of the third quarter in the Raptors-Sixers game. So yeah, we need shout out to everyone watching on the various platforms as well. Take a second to follow the channel while you are here. This is a live sports betting stream while I'm watching NBA games. And I want to let everyone know who happens to be watching right now that I will be on tomorrow for the early window of the NFL games for NFL Week 10. If you're into the NFL, I'll be live betting those games as well for the first wave of games. I won't be on for the international game in Germany tomorrow between the Colts and the Falcons, but I will be on for the rest of the early slate at 1 p.m. Eastern. So turn notifications while you're here on the channel. Turn on notifications. Hope the Raptors make a strong push after this. The Blazers are in business. I want to bet on the Cavaliers, I want to bet on the Cavs plus 6.5 here. I'm running out of time because if they go on a run, the line is going to disappear. But I do think the Cavs can tighten things up here in the second half. They're down by 16, though. That's a ton of respect for the Cavs. They were 8.5-point favorites before the game. And they are 6.5-point dogs at the half. So it's a tricky situation here. It's a bit of a ton of respect here without Darius Garland. But they got smoked in that second quarter. They were outscored by the Bulls 43-24. Donovan Mitchell is shooting 1 for 10. Maybe that might be a better bet though. Is Mitchell? Let's check out Mitchell lines at the half. As I'm sure they're going to try to chase this game here. That was an unusually poor performance in the first half, and the Lakers are down by 25 points to the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are missing their top 2 scorers, Trae Young and Jalen Johnson, tonight. I'm pretty sure they're missing, Porzingis isn't playing either, so their top 3 players are not playing and the Lakers are losing. Shady stuff, man. Real shady stuff here. Timeout Lakers. Emmanuel quickly slashes to the basket. So Donovan Mitchell has 3 points at halftime, and his line is 19.5 points. I mean, I think he's going to come out blazing in the second half as they try to chase this game against the Bulls, but it's tricky stuff. If I actually place a bet officially, I'll let you know. I don't want to mislead anyone. I'm here to share the bets that I actually place. We're midway through the third quarter in the Spurs Pelicans game. Stephon Castle has 10 points and Wemby has 11 points. Castle has a better chance to go over his line, because it's much lower. It's 16.5. So we are in business with Stephon Castle. I think Wemby, we're going to have to chalk that up as a loss. But Castle has a chance. Young, athletic guard, high motor, efficient player, efficient scorer with a lot of trust from the coaching staff. So there's still time on the clock here, and it's still an 11-point game. The game is not out of reach, so he should get to reach his minutes threshold. Hey, the block cash, Joel Embiid. Who said that in the chat? Buffalo Rush, if you're still here, I'm sure you see it, but the Joel Embiid block that you bet on at -105, the live bet, cashed. Great job, brother. Congrats. Second half has started, and what did I say? Donovan Mitchell, like clockwork, he was 1 for 11 in the first half. He's going to get in ball hog mode here in the third quarter. He had 3 points at halftime, and his line was 19.5. I mean, come on. He's about to let it fly. Big game for Emmanuel quickly. This is what Raptors fans need to see. And the Blazers are keeping things close for us. So our 2 live bets are alive. We have life with our 2 live bets tonight. Hey, if the Lakers lose, maybe the books don't care about anything else. You never know. No, that's pretty crazy, but we need Khalil Ware. I'm about to check some Khalil Ware stuff here. We still do have a sizable parlay here that definitely has a chance to cash, but as long as Khalil Ware of the Heat, as long as he doesn't play with our money. Let me take a look at the Jrue Holiday assist line as well. I'm enjoying sweating these games with you guys. Mitchell still has 2 assists. We're going to need him to pick things up. Jrue Holiday has 6 assists, so that's really good news for our pregame bet of Jrue Holiday over 7.5 assists. That's looking like it has a decent chance to cash for us. Let me know what's going on in the chat. Talk to me, everyone. Talk to me. How you guys feel about these games? The Heat and the Sixers just went on mini runs. They pull off a bit. Unfortunately, 2 quick assists for Davion Mitchell. He reached 4 assists for us, and Khalil Ware just scored. So we're in business with that parlay. We are in business. Davion Mitchell has cashed. So these 3 legs have cashed on the parlay for +132. We need Khalil Ware to score 3 more points in the rest of the game, and we will cash that parlay together, everyone. Timeout Raptors. 7-0 run for the Sixers, and the Raptors call a timeout. That's not we don't need that. As soon as I hyped up the 2 live bets, things went the other way, but we're still within range within both games, and there's still some time on the clock. Time is on our side here. Nuggets game tipped off. That's the game I haven't really talked about. There is some shady injury news going on there. Jamal Murray. Seems like the Nuggets are still handling business. How's it going, Cuba? Yeah, I know with the Lakers, man. It's unbelievable. Let's try to see if we can cash somewhere else. Kenichi94, you're right. D'Angelo Russell. He stunk it up today. I was definitely wrong about that one. Clippers cover? I think the Clippers cover. I'm on James Harden's assist, but I think the Clippers get it done tonight. It might be sweaty, though. It might be sweaty. Don't be surprised if they have work to do in the second half, but I think over the course of 4 quarters, the Clippers are going to get it done. Might get a better line, too. You never know. Going to need the Raptors to show me something after this timeout. Okay, we got a Khalil Ware alley-oop dunk here. 9 points for Khalil Ware. If he scores 1 more point, we will cash the parlay together, everyone. Hopefully we can get some of these other bets too. Do you have any other bets, Cuba? Cuba 1, do you have any other bets besides the Lakers? I know they caused damage today, but hopefully you find another way to sort of get that money back. The Cavs cut the game to 9. I should have jumped on that plus 6.5 at halftime. They were down by 16. I discussed it a few minutes ago. Maybe someone out there took it. If you're watching now, go ahead and follow the stream, follow the channel while you're here. Click that follow button for me and hit like on the stream as well. Subscribe while you're here. I really appreciate it. Cuba said Clippers and League of Legends stuff, so you're okay, you're betting esports. That's what's up. And some Bundesliga. Bundesliga tomorrow, right? In the morning. Obviously. How's it going in the Bundesliga for you? I know Bayern Munich caused a lot of damage to a lot of people today with that draw against Union Berlin. Four-point game, man. 4-point game with the Cavs. Crazy. They were just down by 16. Put Castle back in the game. Castle has 12 points. We need 5 points from Castle. Can he do it? It's not a blowout, so he should get to his 33, 34 minutes. What you bet on in Bundesliga? One more point for Khalil Ware. We have time to do it. Anything can happen, though, you know? But we need one more point for Khalil Ware to cash the parlay together. Reverse layup for Bronny James. It's already that time in the game. I mean, they're down by 24. Lakers did not come to play today defensively. We're back from the timeout in the Raptors game. Raptors Sixers. Let's see how things go. VJ Edgecombe. 3 steals. Layup for Mamu. Easy basket for Mamu on the Raptors. They're down by 8. We're down by 8. Let's see if we can cut into this lead a little. We were just up 3 minutes ago. We need the Raptors plus 6.5 live, placed at halftime. And the only other bet that I have on the board in terms of pregame bets that hasn't started yet is James Harden over 8.5 assists at minus 130 odds to win a half unit. We need Khalil Ware to score one more point for this parlay here to help mitigate some of the damage of a couple of these losing bets like D'Angelo Russell and likely Victor Wembanyama. So we're definitely in the trenches right now. 3-point game in the Cavs game. Wow. Big run. Drew Holiday has 7 assists. We need one more assist for Drew Holiday to cash over 7.5 assists. Colin Murray-Boyles with 12 points. I like his game. Good rookie for the Raptors so far. He's an excellent defender. He's already an elite defender in the NBA, if you guys have been watching. Colin Murray-Boyles, the 9th overall draft pick for the Toronto Raptors this year out of South Carolina. CMB, as they call him up here. Sixers are dipping a bit with their production with Drummond on the court. Edgecombe's having a bad night. 2 for 11 from the field. Sixers just missed like four shots in a row. This is what we need. Let's get Scotty back in here. No? Let's get Scotty back in here, everyone. Heat Blazers over is going to cash. Hugo, that's what's up. I hope you bet that. It looks like they definitely maintain their pace. the Heat offense looks better than last night in the second half. Cuba said, you're doing good with Bundesliga. You have Stuttgart and Freiburg and Frankfurt tomorrow. Yeah, there's a decent card there. Should be good bets, all home games. You took the money line, or you have draw no bet, double chance. What did you bet in soccer there? Best of luck with those bets as well. Definitely stick around, Cuba. I love to bet on soccer. I have another YouTube channel just for soccer picks. You can see it pinned on my channel if you click on my channel. Called Myguyknowsaguy. Just started that more recently, but I like to bet on La Liga, the Belgian Pro League, Premier League. I like lower level leagues in England. Yeah, but back to the NBA. Best of luck with your bets, though. Raptors down by 8. Here comes Scotty Barnes. Just about entering clutch time here. We need one basket for Scotty to cash the over 23.5 points and assists combined. Bronny James, 6 points to cut the lead to 24. The Bulls jump back out there. And one, Brandon Ingram. 20 points for Ingram. Big game for B.I. Really a decent game for the Raptors core all around. They just haven't been playing very well defensively. You have 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Emmanuel Quickly. 20 points on 7 of 14 shooting for Brandon Ingram, 8 rebounds. 15 points, 6 assists for RJ Barrett. Scotty Barnes, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. But the defense isn't there. 29 points for Tyrese Maxey. He's been a problem for just about any opponent he's faced this season. I promise you, Tyrese Maxey had an easy basket at the rim. Colin Murray Boyles just came from nowhere and erased the shot and blocked Tyrese Maxey. As I said before, he's an excellent defender. Raptors ball. I have that game on right now. I'm watching the Raptors-Sixers game as we wind down there. It's a 7-point game, the Pelicans game. 7-point game. Hopefully we can get Stephon Castle back onto the court. We need 5 points from Castle. The Lakers game is just absolutely out of control. I'm not even sure if Luka gets back on the court here. He has 22 points. Luka might cause economic damage to the public here. Five assists for Davion Mitchell. Seven assists for Drew Holiday, as I said before. Quick check here. Cavs pulled to within 5. Mitchell's not having a good night, man. 2 for 13 from the field. Jamal Shed with a big 3 for the Raptors off the bench. The future starting point guard of the Toronto Raptors. And it's a 3-point game. Raptors are within plus 6.5, as we need. It's a pretty entertaining game here. Tons of scoring. DJ 202, Lakers bench their starters in the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. Atrocious. Reprehensible. They threw in the towel early. They had the firepower to come back, but I'm not sure they ever had the lead in the game. Their transition defense and their turnovers, they had a big turnover problem in this game today. Top 3 players out for the Hawks. Cuba said, I mainly bet on Bundesliga because I am German, so I know almost all of the players and teams for years. That's really cool, man. Nice to meet you. That's really cool. Shout out to Germany. Hugo Ocampo says to bet on the Liga MX, which is the Mexican Soccer League. Cruz Azul money line, which starts in 15 minutes. Some late night Liga MX. It's a pretty low scoring league too. I know Sergio Ramos is on Monterrey. I watched some Liga MX. I'm all over the place, man. And Chicharito, Javier Hernandez, he's back in Mexico. West Ham legend. Cuba 1 says, I've got Stuttgart to win, Frankfurt to win, and Burkhart to score, and Freiburg to win. Okay, so that's a decent parlay. Thanks for sharing that. Back to the NBA talk now. Hit that like button for me, everyone. I really appreciate that. Hit that like button for me and subscribe to the channel while you're here. Turn notifications on. I appreciate your time and I hope you're having a great, great Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's a 2-point game. It's a 2-point game in Miami. Can we cash plus 3.5 with the Blazers? The halftime live bet that we placed together. What were they down by again? 6, right? Yeah. They were down by 7 points at halftime. Can the Blazers pull it off for us? We're also on Khalil Ware watch. We need one more basket from Khalil Ware. After he took everyone's money last night. Still 11 points for Wemby. Hopefully we can get Stephon Castle back onto the court here. And we have a blowout in the Nuggets game. No, it's not a blowout yet, but they're up by 16 early. If you're new to the channel, I'm Myguyknowsaguy. I create a lot of sports betting content. I share sports bets and I research various sports leagues all year round. And just wanted to introduce myself in case there's anyone here that is not familiar with my work in the past. I used to live stream every day on this channel a couple of years ago, and I'm just now getting back into things. So you definitely came through at the right time because the Sixers are back up by 6. Sixers back up by 6. No pun intended. VJ Edgecombe with a nice move there. Trendon Watford has 10 assists for the Sixers. Great transition offense right there for RJ Barrett. Still need one more basket from Scotty Barnes. Yeah, we need one more basket for Scotty Barnes. Edgecombe was having a bad game until these last couple of minutes. He's definitely making up for his poor play from earlier in the game. RJ Barrett came to play, man. RJ Barrett came to play. 20 points for RJ Barrett. Transition 3 right there. 6 assists, 20 points. Timeout Sixers. They don't like what they're seeing right here. It's anyone's game in Philly. We've reached the end of the third quarter in Miami. The Heat are up by 3 on the Blazers. Those are 2 games of importance to us. The man with the plan. How's it going? Low key, I'm looking at Bulls money line right now. If Spider's not locked in tonight, Donovan Mitchell, they won't be able to play to win. Adrian Nardor says he's praying the Sixers hold on and win here. But hey, maybe we can both win our bets. You win your Sixers bet to win, and I win my bet with the Sixers plus 6.5 on the live point spread. Maybe we can land in the middle and both of us win our bets. Best of luck. Man with the plan, how you feel about, did you lock in the Bulls? How you feel? How you feel about it? Second night of a back-to-back for both teams. Somewhat high-scoring game. Edgecombe with a decent layup there. Tie game between the Bulls and the Cavs, 86-86. Watching the last 3 minutes of this Raptors game. Give you guys a bit of a play-by-play here. Let's see how it goes. RJ Barrett misses a wide-open 3. Tyrese Maxey. Raptors down by 7, everyone. You might have this in the bag, Nardor. Scotty Barnes didn't do anything in the fourth quarter. This is actually kind of crazy. Gavin, how's it going? Oh, for the Clippers game, Cuba, I have James Harden over 8.5 assists. James Harden over 8.5 assists. And Joel Embiid just scored for the Sixers to put them up by 9 points. So it's not looking good for the Raptors now. And especially since that last timeout. And now there's another timeout here. Timeout Raptors. Embiid sort of bullied Scotty Barnes there. Pretty good move. I like over 8.5 assists for James Harden. That's the only pregame bet left that I haven't that hasn't started yet, everyone. Gavin said, I already made my bet before seeing this in your stream. I had Lakers -5 that went sideways, like you said. It didn't add up. But I'm going to catch you on the next live. Hopefully, a great show. I really appreciate you, man. I'm sorry to hear about your bet. And hopefully we can find another opportunity for you to get that back responsibly. And yeah, best of luck going forward. Definitely come through next time, and sending you positive vibes. The Cavs are up by 4. Wemby with a quick outburst. He has 16 points now. Stephon Castle still has 12 points, though, so it's not looking good there. Uh-oh. The Blazers are up. The Blazers are up. 9 assists for Drew Holiday, so we won that bet. We cashed that together. Drew Holiday over 7.5 assists is a winner, everyone. He has 9 assists. Can we get Khalil Ware back onto the court? He's actually having a positive game here. 9 points, 12 rebounds, shooting 4 for 8 from the field. He missed a couple of easy ones early on, though. Can we get him back onto the court so we can cash the parlay together? 18 points for Wemby. Wemby has 7 points in the fourth quarter. RJ Barrett at the free throw line. Kelly Oubre with an outstanding defensive play, just blocked Brandon Ingram's shot at the basket. Would have been an easy layup. Still Raptors ball here, down by 7 with a minute and a half left. Wow, a 5-second violation for the Raptors. Who's that? Emmanuel Quickly? He couldn't get the ball in. Inexcusable turnover there. Puts a lot of pressure on you. You're down by 7. The clock is not your friend here. I hope it hits as well, Cuba. Tyrese Maxey tries to ice the game. 31 points for Maxey. Great player. Coast-to-coast layup for Emmanuel Quickly. She's right. Tyrese Maxey is very good at basketball. Another bet has cashed for us as well, everyone. Nikola Vucevic over 3.5 assists, plus 130 is a winner. He has 4 assists for the Chicago Bulls. A much needed victory for us. As we sweat a couple of these other games, VJ Edgecombe is at the free throw line. He hits the first free throw. It's good. As they try to ice the game against the Raptors here. Watch out for Derek Queen too, with Zion out of the lineup. With Zion Williamson out of the lineup. Watch out for Derek Queen for the New Orleans Pelicans. He's been putting together a few good games now. Bulls back up by 2. Yep, the Raptors, looks like this is a losing bet here for the live bet, plus 6.5, unfortunately. It's a half-unit bet. Hopefully we can win with the Blazers because the Raptors couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter. It was a tight game, but we definitely had a chance. Did Trendon Watford have a triple-double? Trendon Watford has a triple-double. 20 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists in his first start for the Sixers. Got to tip your hat to him. What made me what's even stranger, something I don't like, is that Scotty Barnes, who I think fouled out of the game, had 18 points and 4 assists. So he had 22 points and assists combined before the fourth quarter started and did not go over 23.5 points and assists. So that is a losing bet. Scotty Barnes. Very unfortunate. Highly improbable outcome, but hey, anything can happen in the NBA. So that's why I always say don't bet more than you can afford to lose. So we're on to the Blazers game to try to finish off a couple of these other bets. I really enjoyed watching and sweating these games with you, betting these games with you though, everyone. So either way, I will be back. Hopefully the Blazers don't fold here, but we'll live to fight another day after this. We're going to get things rolling. And I play a lot of straight bets. I played a parlay today, as I shared with you guys, but generally I play a lot of straight bets. I like to separate the plays. I know people love to play parlays, and it's not as common for me. Denny Avdia with 29 points. Game tying 3 right there, and then he stole the ball. I'm actually going to turn that game on. I'm going to put the Heat Blazers game on. Let me know what game you're watching. Let me know what you guys have going on. And the Blazers take the lead for us. Great to see. The Lakers cut it to 20. Too little, too late. I'll go ahead and take that off the dash. That game right there. I'll leave it on just until it's done. Hugo asked, are you going to stream for NFL tomorrow? Yes, I will. I'll be here for NFL tomorrow. Hopefully I'm well rested. I had a really long night, long weekend as well. But I will be here before the 1 o'clock Eastern NFL games come on. Maybe about an hour before. I'll have pregame bets, and I'm going to post pregame bets. I'll upload a video here on the channel overnight. So if you're up, turn notifications on so you see the video that I post for my pregame NFL bets, so you don't miss the lines. And then I'll be here for the early NFL games tomorrow to live bet those as well. Hopefully we have a big weekend for the NFL in week 10 together. The man with the plan asked, do you think Harden's double-double plus 160 is better value than his 9 assists? I mean, I like the over 8.5 assists. I think double-double, there's definitely value there, but, you know, I would hate for it to land in the middle for you if he does get within range. What's the cash out, DJ? I'm not sure, though, the man with the plan right there. I think I like him to get a double-double today, though, James Harden. But anything can happen. He had a mysterious illness earlier. DJ, what's the cash out? DJ 202. What percentage is your cash out at? Is it 80% value, 90% value? I'll probably let mine ride, but if your night is, you know, not where you expect it to be, maybe go ahead and cash out as if it's decent. It's plus 130, so maybe you can get around still get around plus 100 in value on the cash out there for the 4-leg parlay. How long do we have until the Clippers game? Hold on. Have about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Until that one comes on. I'll give you my list of players in that game. A few players I think may have decent performances. Not many, though. But I think the player on the Suns, Colin Gillespie, I think he could go over 8.5 points in tonight's game. 9 assists, 9 rebounds for 12 assists for Drew Holiday. Would have been a decent ladder. We took over 7.5. He has 12. Crazy. I was definitely right there. Yeah, maybe look at Colin Gillespie of the Suns. Decent player there. Maybe Devin Booker will pop off with his points as well. But I like James Harden's assists, and I've settled on that. Can Coach Spoelstra put Khalil Ware back in the game? Let's see. I am watching the game, so I'll tell you guys if he is getting ready to sub in. Right now, Khalil Ware is sitting on the bench. "20 points for De'Aaron Fox and for the San Antonio Spurs in his season debut. But it's a 5-point game. It is a tie game. So I'm watching the game live in real time. There is no delay here. So I'll let you know if Khalil Ware, it looks like he's getting ready to be subbed back into the game. Somewhat unfortunate that he's been on the bench for this long, but he's having a decent game. The Heat are a somewhat deep team, though, but let's see how this goes. "27 points for Nikola Jovic from the Miami Heat. Monster fourth quarter for him. Castle still has 12. Castle had a chance, man. He shot 5 for 13 from the field. Went 0 for 6 from 3. He has 12 points. Needed that over 16.5. He had a chance in terms of volume. Close to greatness. How's it going? Just locked in Harden's assists. Let's win together. Anything can happen, but I'm rooting for us. 67%. I'm letting it ride, DJ, but, I wouldn't be mad if you cashed out. 19 points for Donovan Mitchell. Hey, close to greatness. If you're not following the channel, go follow if you can. Subscribe to my channel here, everyone. And hit like on the video. Turn notifications on. I really appreciate it. Take a second. Only takes a second. Technical foul on Nikola Jovic. Tie game in Chicago. In the Chicago game. The Cavs. So Nikola Jovic is playing so well. Khalil Ware is he's still sitting on the bench. Sucks. Jeremy Grant did hit 3 free throws for us. Yeah, I have plus 3.5 for the Blazers. Plus 3.5. And 1 for Norman Powell. What is Eric Spoelstra doing, man? He's on his mad scientists right now. Should be an interesting finish. I'm getting really hungry. Sorry about that. "31 points for Denny Avdia. An outstanding performance from a player that is having an amazing season to start." Norman Powell is taking over, though, on the other end. Offensive foul on Jeremy Grant. Charging. Jeremy Grant just fouled out of the game. I don't know about that, though, man. I wasn't watching this game, so I don't know if they used their challenge or not, but it looked like that foot was still dragging for Davion Mitchell on that charge there. So Donovan Clingan gets subbed into the game for the Blazers. Sweaty stuff here, man. Sweaty stuff. Keeter up by 4. Yeah, if it dropped to 7.5, I like Gillespie over 7.5. I didn't bet it, though, personally. I'm just being honest. It was on my list. I bet the Harden assists. Hey, I appreciate that. Close to greatness. So you said you're chilling. Yep. Thanks a lot for that. Eric Spoelstra, man, he did us in. So Khalil Ware's not going to play in the fourth quarter. We needed one basket. Same thing that happened to us with Scotty Barnes. There's still time though, but he's let this unit here stay in the game literally almost the entire quarter. It looks like no. I mean, he took his sweater off, Khalil Ware. I'm not sure if he's coming back in though. We're asking for a lot now though. Either way, we're asking for a lot. That was huge. A huge 3 for Drew Holiday. Massive. To tie the game. Let's go. $14 points for Castle. It's still possible, but we need 3 points for Castle to cash. Uh-oh, it's a 6-point game. It's a backdoor cover for the Pelicans. 40 points for Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy has scored 40 points for the New Orleans Pelicans. A huge, huge night. I bet on him once this season. It was successful. Over 16.5 points against the Clippers last week. It's the only bet I had on him this season, but he wasn't on my radar today. But Derek Queen, man, as I said, with Zion Williamson out of the lineup, keep an eye on Derek Queen. He's the rookie out of Maryland. He's putting together a couple of decent performances. I'm expecting Khalil Ware to enter the game here. We're in a difficult situation now. He had 9 points before the fourth quarter started. It was reasonable to expect him to score one more point and possibly still have the Blazers cover 3.5. But now we're in such a tight window in the final 3 minutes of this game where even if, let's say he does get on the court and he does score, the margins are so slim for the Blazers to still cover, you know? So it's like, can we win both bets? We're on both sides here. We can win both or lose both. It's crazy. But that's betting. You have plus 3.5 too. Okay, best of luck, Cuba. Let's get it. Yeah, because he had such a good quarter. Spoelstra's sitting there like, Ware, sit down. Because Ware was ready to come back in like a while ago, you know? He sat back down. He put his, you know? And he's not coming back in the game. Well, he didn't come back in now. If he doesn't play for the entire fourth quarter, you know, when we just need him to get 10 points, it's crazy to me. But it's the era. We're in that era. Suspicious result. I don't like it. He put his sweater back on. Khalil Ware. If they lose this game, questions will be asked. Because they have Klingon in the game. They have a lot of size right now. Donovan Klingon is causing problems on the interior right here. But Davion Mitchell, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Transition take foul. Norman Powell just hit a free throw. So it's one free throw plus possession. Easy floater. Wow. Hawkins goes right back down the court and gets a and one. The Blazers took the lead. But the Jaime Jaquez Jr. just got a and one to take the lead for the Heat right back. But Donovan Klingon he's huge. He's like 7'2" out of UConn. You know, I'm not saying Khalil Ware can go with him in the paint, but this small lineup is. I mean, if they win, hey, they did the right thing. Germany July says the Lakers got cooked. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. By a team missing their top 3 scorers. See, Donovan Klingon's causing problems. And I don't think Khalil Ware is coming back in the game. He's been benched for the entire fourth quarter, and he was playing well. So suspicious, man. Hopefully the Blazers can cash plus 3.5, but it's not looking good there. It's not looking good for Ware, I should say. Stephon Castle didn't go over. 2 free throws on the way for Norman Powell right here. It was almost a 3-point. It was almost 3 free throws. No, Luka's not injured. Germany, July. Luka is not injured. They were blown off of the court. They weren't playing good defense, and they were down by like 25, almost 30 points. Midway through the third quarter, the Lakers benched their starters, and they didn't come back in for the rest of the game. Luka had 20 points at halftime. He finished with 22, I believe, and never got back on the court, so that was pretty strange. This is crazy. Nikola Jovic just blocked Drew Holiday against the backboard. He'd have the ball. They're up by 2. Andrew Wiggins shoots a 3 from the corner. He hits it. He hits it. Things didn't go our way here. Still some time on the clock, but things are not going our way at the moment. Unfortunate. Wow. Why would you take that 3, Kamara? He was open, but damn. They need to defend on this possession. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Air ball for Nikola Jovic. He just gave us a gift there. Blazers ball, timeout. 47 seconds left. Could come down to free throws. Anything could happen, but the odds are not on our side here. Very unfortunate. Player of the game, definitely Nikola Jovic. Three free throws for Denny Avdia, everyone. Denny Avdia just got fouled on a three-point attempt with 44 seconds to go. The Heat are challenging. The Heat are challenging. Give him a tech, man. Coach Spoelstra getting in the ref's face. They won the challenge. Unbelievable. But it's still Portland's ball, but they won the challenge. The last 3 minutes in this game were a nightmare. Shout out to anyone that cashed out, if you did, DJ, or anyone else for the parlay. Just know anything can happen with sports betting. I try my best. I do my research, and I'm confident long term. But on a night in, night out basis, anything can happen. And just make sure you never bet more than you can afford to lose. There will be better spots, and tomorrow will be another day, regardless of the outcome here. It's not looking good. Drew Holiday missed a shot. Heat ball. Probably have to foul them now. It rimmed out, too. Unbelievable. Gonna need a nice dinner after this. Probably gonna step out and go get some food. After this game. And hey, I'll be back tomorrow for NFL and NBA, so might be on for a bit longer tomorrow too. I'll try to find some better spots for us. And we were profitable last night, but today doesn't look like that will happen. Got to be honest. I don't hide from any losses, so the only positive is that they were smaller bets today. Had a few good spots. They lost the challenge, man. Davion Mitchell's about to shoot free throws. Tomorrow I'll be on for the NFL at 12 Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern. So an hour before the 1 o'clock Eastern NFL games start. And then let me check what time the NBA games start, because I'm sure there are some early games. Yeah, there's a game at 3:30. I might, for the NBA between the Rockets and the Bucks. It's a big game though. I might miss that one because I'll be talking about NFL, but I might give some stuff out during the NFL stream. But I'll definitely be on for 6 p.m. before the 6 p.m. NBA games tomorrow to try to bounce back in the NBA. I have a lot of plays lined up for the NFL. I'm going to drop some plays here on the channel tonight. I don't like what happened with our bets today with some of them, and but just know that I'm rooting for you guys and sending just trying to be positive. I'm just trying to be positive. And yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. I hope you guys have an amazing night. I'll be here, and just know, while sports betting does have a random element, I do believe that there is still a skill factor in sports betting if you put forth quality research and if you're willing to adapt and adjust. So for me, I'm always looking to improve, and that's what I'm going to try to do tomorrow. I'll try to improve. That definitely is a losing bet with the Portland Trailblazers plus 8.5. Khalil Ware was benched for the entire fourth quarter, unfortunately. And all I can do is try again tomorrow. Inexplicable. Same thing happened with Khalil Ware, similar to Scotty Barnes. We won with a couple of other bets, Wasn't a complete wipeout. We did have some winning bets tonight. Had some good calls, even on some stuff that I didn't bet on. But at the end of the day, there are no excuses in sports betting. No excuses over here. And we will try again tomorrow. I had a lot of fun, though, talking to you guys and watching these games, sweating these games today. It was still fun, win or lose. The sweat is always fun. And I hope you guys somehow come out on top tonight. And if you don't, I just hope you still enjoy your night all across the board. I will be back tomorrow. So take a second, if you guys can, just on the way out. Things didn't go our way, but hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. Turn notifications on so you don't miss my NFL video with picks for tomorrow's games. It'll probably be a quick video, and I'll be back for NFL and NBA tomorrow. So yeah, follow me on the other platforms that I'm streaming on as well, if whatever platform you're watching on. And that's it. That's the stream for tonight. It looks like the Cavs game. Well, that game's actually going down to the wire too. But we cashed our bet in that game. Nikola Vucevic with his over 3.5 assists. Yeah, that was a good call there. So, and I did say that I wanted to take the Cavs plus 6.5 at halftime. The Cavaliers were down by 16 points at halftime. And looks like they're coming back to win the game. But that's about it for me. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on my YouTube, here on my channel. And that's it. The stream is done.